Hey everybody, welcome to a great episode of Death Note and a shitty Skype call.
Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna give Skype a letter grade right now. Both of these middle fingers here.
You know what? Let's double that.
Yeah, because
we tried to review this twice and it keeps freezing on us. So
and it's
hopefully
not
this is the one.
and it's not just Skype either. When we tried to watch this on Netflix decided to shit the bed on us too. Like
Yeah, and that's like such an important moment, which
Yeah,
we'll get to in a second.
yeah, you know
This
what?
was a great episode for light fanboys, which we
You know
are.
what? You know what? Netflix. Oh, now that great intro is now gone too that we just did. Oh well. All right. So this episode is called Revival because it was the revival of the original Kira, the GOAT Kira. And it came out.
365, 24/7.
Yeah. And guess what? This episode is so great. The original Kira got to come back twice. He came back on March 27th, 2007 in Japan. And then he just, Kira's so great. He had to come back a second time. So he had to come back in English.
For us filthy English watchers.
Yeah, on April 6th, 2008. So thank you, Death Note, for coming back twice. So let's talk about the episode. The episode just kind of kicks right back from where it left off last time, with everybody about to arrest Higuchi, and I kind of liked it too that Chief Yagami wanted to be the one to do it because that kind of makes sense because he's kind of lost the most in this case.
Right, he had to be in jail for 2 months. He had to wonder if his son was really a killer or not.
He had a heart attack.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I thought that made sense. And I kind of like, too, Aizawa and him kind of mended fences a little bit.
Yeah, they weren't really arguing, but, they weren't talking after Aizawa stormed out of there. Oh, my God, did it? Okay,
no,
okay, fine.
It's good. Yeah, they don't really arguing, but, they ended kind of in a weird way. So then they arrest him. I don't think they read him as Miranda rights because I don't know how they do that in Japan. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but after he just barreled through a bunch of people on a highway, so I mean, they know he's guilty.
Yeah.
But they blindfold him, put him on the ground, hands behind the head.
Yeah.
They stick a headset on him, and by the way, everyone is wearing helmets, so he can't see their face.
And they stick a headset on him so that way L can communicate with him through the chopper. And L asks him, "How have you been killing all these people?" And he admits it. He admits it was through the Death Note. Which is pretty damn cool. Like, you never would have thought that it would have got you knew it was gonna get revealed eventually, but I didn't think it was gonna happen in episode 24. So
right out of 37, yeah. You think that's endgame stuff?
But no, it didn't have. That's just kind of a cheap pun in a way because of that movie just came out. But
Avengers Endgame, yeah.
But I thought,
movie, by the way. Anyway,
but I thought that was really. And then Chief Yagami touches the Death Note and
inspect it and see what it is.
And then he sees Rem and he freaks out. And at
first he falls to the ground. It's like, oh my God, there's a demon.
Yeah. And at first, everybody thinks that he's just has just lost it.
But then when Aizawa picks it up, he freaks out too. So everyone kind of picks up okay, something's going on here.
Yeah, because as we said in the first review, if two people are freaking out after touching this notebook, then they know something's up right here. So he hands the
Aizawa starts to bring it over to the chopper.
Yeah, and he hands it over.
Rem starts thinking that we find out how you get your memories back of the Death Note, and you were kind of right on this.
Yeah, so you have to touch the physical notebook, it's of your own Death Note, to get your memories back. Which I think Rem's worried about this because now that everyone's touching the Death Note, everyone it's gonna kind of make it seem like Light was gonna be more in suspicion now in a way. Because
but that's why Misa didn't get her memories back when Rem touched her with a piece of the paper in the bathroom. Well, one, it was because, it was only a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Not the whole notebook. And also that was a piece of Light's death note, which we find out later in the episode.
Yeah. And, yeah, L touches the notebook, and he sees the Shinigami, and I thought it was kind of cool, like, he didn't freak out, because L could be kind of putting together anyways that it was some type of being, that had been, also the cause of this death, so it wouldn't have made sense if he kind of freaked out.
But it's funny, like, how when Misa, when she was the second Kira, how she said on TV that something about a Shinigami, and he, like, fell out of his chair freaking out.
Yeah.
But now he actually sees it in front of him. He's just like, oh, that's cool.
Imagine, too, if he fell and freaked out here, then all of, Light...
He's screwed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only reason Light is able to succeed is because, like, all the gears in L's head start turning, and he's, like, lost in thought. And he comes to the conclusion that there are at least 2 Death Notes in the world, with all the evidence that's been piled up.
But Light...
Like, this is why the Death Note was such a big piece of the puzzle, you know?
Yeah.
Like without that information, like, you can't predict a lot of this stuff.
And now we talked about this. L finally has the Death Note, so he has this physical information and stuff like that.
Like,
so
now he knows how they kill, so he can, like, piece some stuff together.
Yeah. But then Light touches the Death.
Yeah, L's so lost in thought.
Light touches the Death. I want to talk about this scene right here.
Oh yeah.
Light touches the Death Note, and all of his memories come back. And I really like the way that they kind of show, like, a montage kind of everything that Light had done, when he had the Death Note, kind of showing that his memories were coming back. Then it shows a flashback of episode 16, but this is kind of the unaired version of it, because we saw that they ended this conversation, but now we actually see this conversation take place. So I'm actually kind of glad we did this video, because now I'm more prepared to talk about this than it was the first time. So, what happens is Ryuk and Rem switch Death Notes pretty much. Now Rem has Light's Death Note, and Ryuk has Misa's Death Note. And we find out that it was actually Misa's Death Note that Light buried in the woods. And, Light, actually, gave... So actually, that means Light gave up ownership of his own Death Note in a way, when Misa flew off. But since, he still, like, knew about...
Yeah, well, he also told Rem to, just hand... Like, I'm sure Light couldn't just, like, pick a specific person to give the Death Note to. He was just, like, give it to a really, really power-hungry, greedy businessman, and I'll probably find him.
Yeah. And
I'll go get myself locked up for a while, which, we knew that was as part of his plan anyway.
Yeah. And, then when he loses his memory, he knew that he would want to help himself take down Kira, which is exactly what happened.
So, yeah, he was able to gain the trust of everyone in the task force and get here where he can actually touch his Death Note again.
Yeah. But the flaw of the Death Note, the flaw of his plan is, nothing's really a flaw, but, like, he has to, he doesn't have full, this isn't permanent, like, he has to...
He's not the owner of the Death Note, he's just touching it, he's touching the Death Note he was once the owner of, so he's getting his memories back. But if he let go of the Death Note without killing Higuchi and becoming the new owner again, he'd lose his memories again.
Imagine he just kept picking it up and putting it back down, like, again.
Oh, wait, why did I put this down? Oh, okay, better put that down. Oh,
Yeah.
It's an endless loop.
That should be a spin-off right there. Just Light picking up and putting down his Death Note again. Does a 10-hour...
standing there eating candy, watching.
Yeah. But anyhow, so what we find out is Light had to rely on himself to be wearing his watch that he always wears throughout many of the seasons. And we find out that he hid a piece of the Death Note in his watch.
And, like, this is something that could have, like, Light took a big gamble with this, which is kind of something I like about him. Like, he takes big gambles and they pay off.
Yeah.
Him without the memories didn't know he had a piece of Death Note in there.
Yeah.
So he could have just not been wearing the watch, Like, if he didn't know he needed to wear the watch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he said in the episode, old habits die hard. Like, he just trusted that he would do this, even without memories.
And he cuts himself a little bit and writes the name of Higuchi's name using the Death Note. I don't think though, like I think he had to look up his name though because it shows like I'm just looking something up real quick like via like some type of technology.
I think he was just doing that to like distract L.
Yeah. But he writes his name down and
like he has to be discreet about it, Like he just has a piece of paper there and he has to like write it in his blood.
And then Higuchi has a heart attack. So this shows that Kira's still out. The police force realize that Kira's still out there somehow because now he's having a heart attack, very Kira-like. Which this was an awesome scene, and this was like the first 10 minutes of the show. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, after the commercial break for that, you were like, okay, we got to stop and talk about this for a second.
Yeah, because I had to process it real quick. I want to talk about
like exactly as planned, and I loved it. Like he was super just happy to be back.
It was, and now seeing Light's plan actually play out was absolutely awesome. Like
a lot of build up, and it paid off.
Yeah, definitely. And Light too is back to his full evil ways. Like you see, like he's got the evil smile again, and like his eyes are all red and his hair's all red when he thinks. Now it's pretty damn awesome. And now we talk about a lot of what ifs, with Breaking Bad and stuff. There could be just a lot of what ifs just from like this plan alone. Like, what if Light wasn't wearing this watch? Like, this whole thing would have been completely different. Like,
what if L didn't let Light hold the Death Note?
Yeah. So those are two big ones right there. What if Chief Yagami what if Higuchi never talked about like how he was able to kill? Then it would have been so different.
Well, they probably would have searched his car, but yeah, it would have been more difficult for them to piece together.
Yeah. So back at the headquarters, Chief Yag, everyone's kind of like reading through the Death Note for the first time.
Yeah, they've all touched it so they can see Rem.
Yeah, and we see those rules written on the back. However, and I think the rules, I don't forget exactly what they are off the top of my head. Like, I believe if you burn this Death Note, like all the memories will like be gone or something.
Not quite. See, they're reading through the rules, but when they get to that, Light flashes back to Rem and Ryuk. He had them write fake rules in the notebook
because it's not technically against the rules to do that. So, and the rules of
basically Light did that so they wouldn't destroy the Death Note.
Yeah, and I think one of the things was like one of the rules is pretty important. It says like if the Death Note doesn't get used within a certain amount of time, then the owner dies. So that rule actually helps Light and Misa because now there's basically no way they can be guilty because they were locked up for 2 months. So there's no way they technically could have been Kira since they were locked up.
It's been like a few weeks since then too.
Yeah. So, basically now they say Light can be cleared now. Like Misa doesn't have to be under surveillance and Light can be unhandcuffed now. So L agrees.
I must be happy. He's had that handcuff on for like a month at least.
Yeah, definitely. So, L agrees, but you can kind of tell like L's still suspicious in a way. Like, he even asks Rem too, like if there is a chance that there is another notebook out there. Like, is there a potential? How many notebooks can there be of this Death Note? And I really like how L like trails into thought. Like, not L, Light, even saying like Rem's not going to give you any of this information, and he finally thinks to himself like L is defying God. He's going against him from creating a better world, and basically saying that L is going to die. And I really like how it shows like the Christianity sign behind them. I thought that was really awesome.
Showing like Light thinks he's a god.
Yeah. Then what else? Light also asked to still work with the task force. So basically, so that way he knows what's going on with his own case. And he goes and talks to Misa, and there's cameras, but like Light and Misa are in a good position where like they can't be heard, or like with the way their mouths move, they can't see it, so they can. This is kind of private enough where they can talk. So he, I believe, touches her with his death note, kind of showing he has his memories back. He just discreetly says to go, dig up.
Get her notebook.
Yeah. And this is
she
like
was able to put together that Light probably has his memories back.
So when she digs up her own notebook, she gets all her memories back, and we see that Light wrote her a letter before he had buried this death note, and reveals that like the plan went according to plan, and he asks Misa to write L's real name in the death note to eliminate.
Because she saw his real name when they were at the college.
So, we think this is going to be the end of L right here, but she doesn't remember his name.
And to be fair, that's not really her fault. Like she didn't know that was L, and she sees people's names every day, So,
yeah.
And just didn't remember it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man, though, like, Light when even Light really won the whole episode, but really this was like a big loss kind of right here that like Light kind of got in a way.
At the beginning of the episode, when he got his memories back, he even said like, "I won."
Yeah, because he did. But this was
like his victory, like,
Yeah, but this kind of in a way was
according to his plan.
But this kind of was a little bit of a loss right here, because like, now he can't now L can't be eliminated in a way. So Ryuk pops back up, and this is kind of
like now he owns the notebook, which is weird.
Yeah. So now like Light and Rem are together, and Misa and Ryuk are together, which that dynamic will be interesting.
But it's funny because Rem still fucking hates Light.
Yeah. So, definitely an interesting dynamic, and they have like a little bit of a goofy scene. I actually thought though this goofy scene actually kind of fit with the episode. Ryuk finally gets to have human apples again, and
right, because he was off in the Shinigami world until someone picked his death note up.
And Misa tries an apple from the Shinigami world, and obviously doesn't taste good, because if you see this,
I think she even said like it's made of sand or something.
Yeah. So she wants to do the Shinigami eye deal, because also too, like, Light says that if she kills L, he'll love her forever, manipulating her again. So she does the Shinigami eye deal, but what we actually didn't know is, even since she's doing this again, more of her lifespan is going to be taken off now.
So like she halved a half basically.
Yeah.
Her lifespan was really long because that Shinigami before the series started saved her life.
Yep.
But she cut that in half. Now she cut it in half again. So like now it's really short.
Yeah. So then she goes back to the task force, and even Rem notices like her lifespan's different now, so she's kind of pissed at Light. But really she can't be pissed at Light for this, because it's not like it's not really his fault that she kind of made the deal again.
Yeah, but like he pushed her into a situation where she would.
Yeah. So Light and also to Light had asked her to like give her like a piece of this death note to show like she actually dug it up.
He meets Misa at the front, and he said earlier in the episode like the cameras are far away enough where they can't see his face and they can't pick up them talking.
Yeah.
So they can like talk about Shinigami and stuff without worrying.
So why don't you talk about? I'll let you talk about the end, since I kind of talked.
That's another good thing about this show being in 2007. Like if this were 2019, it'd be a bit harder to like talk about the stuff with cameras right there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'll let you talk about the end.
Okay, well, Misa touches Light with a piece of the death note, and he's like, "Hey, Ryuk, long time no see."
Yeah. Yeah, because you can see Ryuk now, so.
Mm-hmm. But Misa says, "I'm sorry for not knowing L's name, but I made the Shinigami eye deal, so we'll kill L." And Light acts like he's all concerned about her, like saying, like, no, you shouldn't have done that, your lifespan. And, like, I want to create a perfect world with you.
Yeah.
And they hug. And you just see, like, it zooms up. And you see, like, Light is just smiling evilly.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good to see Light being so evil again. I love it.
Yeah. And we also see, too, like, L's watching this because it's so kind of showing, like, he's still suspicious of, I think, mainly Light. Definitely. Like he still could be Kira because now that he has this death note too, you know, he's gonna be even more. And I think the beauty thing about this too, actually no, I was gonna say like, I mean they could clearly like match his handwriting and stuff, but you know, I have a feeling it's not that easy. So, but yeah, I like this a lot. This episode was just awesome. Really awesome to see like Light back to being like pure evil again and seeing this plan finally play out. Like,
this was a lot of build up for a lot of payoff, and I really liked it. This was easily an A+ episode.
And I kind of thought I didn't think it was gonna happen in episode 24. In a way, I thought it was gonna happen like episode 26, and then the time skip would happen. But now this makes me question like what's gonna happen in the time skip that.
Right, we still got 2 more episodes before the time skip.
Yeah, so that's our review. Episodes in A+.
We'll have episode 25 review out in a little bit, and we'll probably review 26 when we're together.
Yeah, because now
we'll watch 26 tonight, no matter what.
Yeah, because we'll say this like
tomorrow, because by the time we get to it, it'll be like past midnight.
Yeah, because we were gonna originally review it tonight, but now because freaking Skype's being a Skype, like I said, Skype, you get both of these.
But episode 25 review should be out today.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow because it's gonna be midnight. But yeah, like I said, episodes in A+. So that's basically it. We will talk to you guys at episode 25.